The market doesn't punish the greedy, nay, it awakens the aware.
The moment you think you've mastered the market, every master you.
Confidence feels like control, but it's just dopamine dressed as certainty. You think you read the market, but the market reads you.
Every win whispers, you're special, until the market scream otherwise. You're not trading charts, you're trading your own reflection.
The brain rewards illusion, not intelligence. It gives you pride for every lucky click. You don't see the trap pleam, because it feels good.
You don't lose when you're wrong. You lose when you believe you can't be.
The market waits for ego to bet one more time.
You study data like a scripture, thinking numbers can save you. But numbers are mirrors. They reflect your bias, not your brilliance. Every click feeds the ego. You start believing the pulse under your skin is the rhythm of the market. You start to love the feeling of control, that brief illusion that you can bend chaos to your will. But control is just another gamble.
The red candle doesn't scare you, not yet, because ego says, this too shall pass. But what if it doesn't?
Traders don't lose to the market. They lose to their reflection to that version of themselves who thinks risk is optional.
The market has no mercy, only memory. And it remembers every time you thought you were smarter.
Out there, millions think the same thought, I can't lose. But the market feeds on that thought, that's its favorite meal.
Every trader thinks they've beaten emotion, until emotion starts speaking in profit. Ego doesn't shout for it, it whispers in confidence. And that whisper sounds a lot like success.
You think you've mastered it, but the truth is, it's just letting you feel that way.
Every green candle feels like validation. You think the market's smiling at you, but it's only watching you lean closer to the edge.
A winning streak doesn't prove skill. It just hides randomness long enough to make you believe in destiny.
The streak makes you feel invincible, Harsh. But the market doesn't crown kings, it collects them.
The first red candle after a streak feels personal. But the market isn't angry, it's just reminding you who's in charge.
This is it. The turning point.
You think you recovered. But recovery is just denial, disguised as relief.
Dopamine doesn't care about truth. Wow, it just wants another hit, another trade, another illusion.
You see yourself everywhere, in every win, every tick. But that's not confidence, that's ego multiplying.
The loss hits not in numbers, but in pride. You lose faith first, capital follows later. Every trader meets this point, when the thrill dies and the silence begins. That's when the real lesson starts. Maybe I've transcended luck. Maybe the market finally speaks my language. Every trader, success feels divine now. You start preaching risk management but never practice it. In this church of prophets, ego becomes your only god, and every click becomes prayer. You call it conviction, but it's addiction in disguise. That rush, that spark isn't courage. Ego blinds you with brilliance. You mistake the spotlight for sunlight, thinking the world bends to your trades. But the brighter you burn, the shorter you last.
Always that one signal you ignore, because truth ruins the story your ego loves to tell. And the market loves good storytellers.
Ego doesn't argue, Clay. It agrees with everything you think. It's your most loyal ally and your deadliest enemy.
You start admiring the reflection more than the result. The market doesn't have to defeat you, shoot you. It only has to make you proud. Success is like caffeine, smooth, addictive, and short-lived. Too much of it, and you stop feeling the tremor that warns of danger. You call it patience, but patience mixed with pride becomes blindness. The ego turns warning signs into background noise. Control slips silently. You think you're steering Murren, but the crash already began inside your mind. Pride just delays the sound.
You think you're still in control, but your pulse has already taken over the chart. The mind collapses first, long before the...
You beg the screen for mercy, but the screen doesn't care. It only shows you what you ignored. You want to scream at something, anything, but there's no one to blame, no one to fight. You built this hell yourself, one overconfident click at a time. That's when you realize the chart never betrayed you. It warned you, whispered, begged you to stop. Who are you without the chart? Without the numbers, the illusion? Every loss feels like a failure of logic, but it's really a failure of humility.
Rock bottom isn't where you lose everything. It's where you finally stop pretending you're above the lesson.
Maybe losing isn't punishment, it's purification. Stripping away everything fake until only truth remains.
Humility isn't weakness, it's awareness. The market never demanded perfection. It only asked that you stay awake.
After every storm, silence doesn't mean peace. It means you finally run out of lies to tell yourself.
I used to journal numbers, charts, and targets. Now I write emotions, patterns, and patience. Every morning, the market resets. But the question is, do you?
Awareness doesn't prevent losses, it transforms them. Each drawdown becomes dialogue, each mistake a mirror.
Luck is just a teacher with poor timing. It visits to test your humility and leaves when you think you don't need it anymore.
I once feared the market's silence. Now I find comfort in it. Because silence isn't empty.
Every trade is a meditation. It'll experiment in awareness, not a battle for validation. And that's how discipline is born.
The market is not chaos, it's consciousness. When you stop fighting, it stops testing. When you start listening, it starts teaching.
You never beat the market. You learn to move with it until one day you realize you were never trading charts. You were trading yourself. When you walk away from noise, you don't lose the market, you find yourself. Freedom isn't leaving trading, it's leaving the obsession to be right. The skyline looks the same as it did before, but I see it differently now.
The market used to trigger my heartbeat. Now it mirrors it. You stop chasing when you realize daylight, you've been running from yourself.
I used to hold on to every tool, every strategy, afraid to miss the edge. Now I know.
It was never about the money.
The market doesn't forgive or punish you. It reflects. The chart doesn't move against you, it moves with your state of mind. Peace isn't found in profits, it's found in the pauses between them. When the silence no longer feels empty, you've arrived. You don't escape the market, you evolve past it. And when you finally stop chasing growth, growth finds you.
The final profit isn't in money, it's in mastery. When you control nothing and nothing controls you, that's when you truly win.
And in that stillness, I realized trading was never about prediction. It was about perception.
Some lessons can't be taught. They must be felt, endured, lived.
The lesson isn't hidden in the charts or the code, the lanterns. It's written in silence, between your thoughts. When the noise fades, you start hearing what's always been there, Firsi. Not the market, not the data.
The reflection isn't you from yesterday, Lodi. It's you from every trade, every fear, every lesson. The market never wanted your win, it wanted your awareness. Flat lines used to bore me. Now they calm me. Because stillness is not stagnation, Yida. It's strength without tension.
When you stop trying to you start to see. You were never fighting the market, you were fighting your own noise.
The connection is seamless. Awareness is the real currency. Every loss,